This evening, 93.9 News is going to concern itself with the car that swims, a little vehicle that many of us have seen from time to time on the roads and, ironically enough, on the rivers. We're speaking with Joe Bearcat, the distributor in both Michigan and Canada for the Amphicar. Joe, how about the mechanics of this vehicle? Could we deal, first of all, with the transmission?
Yes, that is the unique feature of the car. Aside from the fact that it's watertight, it has two transmissions, and that's about the only difference between it and any other vehicle. One transmission has a four-speed synchromesh for the land gears, which propels the two rear wheels. And then another transmission propels the two propellers that you can turn on by a separate lever.
I was going to ask, what does the driver do in the event he wants to switch
there
from
are
one to
two
the other?
gear shifts. One that you use on land like any other car, and the other one you put in forward or reverse in the water. Now, these transmissions are independent of each other and could be operated separately or together. For example, going in and out of the water, you would use both because you're half in water and half on land. But once you're completely in the water, you put the land gears into neutral. Or once you're completely on land, you put the marine gear into neutral.
Yeah, how fast will it go on the land?
On land, it does 80, top speed, 70 cruising.
Well, what kind of an engine?
It has a Triumph engine, four-cylinder basic Triumph engine. It's very easy to work on and very mechanically simple. It has good economy. It gets 30, 32 miles a gallon.
And
on
how
land.
Fast on water?
On water, it does 10 to 15, depending on current and wind velocity and so on.
How many gallons per hour?
A gallon and a half per hour. You see, it's economical, both land and water. It has a 13-gallon capacity, which means you can go 8 hours on water or about 350, 400 miles on land.
Well, now, where is the car manufactured?
It's a German car made by the Quant Group, which is a holding group that owns about 120 industries in Europe.
They don't rebuild a basic car and make it
No.
watertight?
This is basically a car that was designed and built for this purpose. And it's much like the old amphibious duck the military uses.
Is the engine sealed in a watertight compartment, or is it merely insulated?
The whole car is sealed in a watertight hull. The car is made of 12 and 14 gauge steel, which makes it almost rust-proof, and it also makes it very sturdy for heavy waters. This car has been across the English Channel in 14-foot waves without any damage or problems.
What about the upholstery? What happens
They're
if you go
vinyl
across?
vinyl upholstery, waterproof, and of course there's no water inside at all.
Yeah, I realize that, except if you happen to go across the bow of the boblo boat or something. I guess.
Well, if you have the top down and you get some splash in, it goes directly to the bilge area, and the car comes equipped with an electric bilge pump. You turn it on, and it pumps out 7 gallons a minute, so you have no problems. The water pumps right back out.
But you
again.
can drive in the water with the top up.
You top up or top down. This is one of the features. Is it has, as standard equipment, a heater and defroster unit, so that in cold weather, I've been in the Detroit River in the middle of January when it's freezing, and as long as there's no big chunks of ice that you could run into, just plain cold water doesn't hurt it because the top is up, the windows are up, you've got an enclosed bubble, and the heater is on. It's just as comfortable.
What about maneuverability in water?
It maneuvers just as good as any other boat. It's considered a 14-foot inboard cruiser.
Does it have a rudder?
It has 2 front wheels, and they act as rudders, you see. And the Coast Guard licensed it as a Class A boat, and we have numbers on the fenders as a boat. We also have license plates as a car.
Well, does this present any legal problems on land? What happens if you
Well,
come cruising up on a private beach?
Here you have a situation that isn't yet faced in the law books, because you either have a boat or you have a car. But once you have both together, we had an occasion, the Amphicar Club of Michigan the other day had a meeting at Kensington Metropolitan Park. We had about 25 of these crafts. And we go pulling up on a beach, on an island, for example, in the park. And here comes this park police. Hey, you got a car on land there, and there's no cars allowed. We're going to ticket you. I said, sir, we have our boat beached. He says, well, that has 4 wheels, and all 4 wheels are off the ground. I said, when you beach your boat, you don't leave it in the water and step out of it. I said, you pull it up to the land, don't you? He says, yeah. I said, well, all we did was pull up our boat to the land. So he sort of smiled and went away, and he didn't give us any problems after that. So there are certain complications, but they're fun. It's a fun type of vehicle that you can use for everyday driving. It's a full-scale car, carries 5 passengers, and it's a full-scale boat.
How much?
$29,8850. That comes complete with electric clock, heater and defroster, night running lights, forward and reverse marine gear. It comes with electric bilge pump, bilge blower that comes on automatically. All the various features that you would want in a boat or a car.
Well, it's an interesting vehicle you're speaking of, and we have been speaking with Mr. Joe Bearcat of Detroit, who is the distributor in Michigan and in Canada for the Amphicar.
Bearcat
This is
Motors.
Don West for 93.9 News.